We you told us that you remembered was your grandfather
Yeah.
that was a slave?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Well,
Do you know where was he from? Williamson County as well?
yeah, he was. That's where he was at. That was the Berry plantation. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about Berry's Chapel Road.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
That was Basil Berry. That was his daddy. He owned all of that land,
Oh, wow.
and so we got his picture too.
Hmm.
I
Now,
can show
was
it
it
to you, huh?
was it a bunch of slaves on that plantation? What size was the plantation? You know?
I don't know, but it was huge.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of
And
land.
yeah, and with Basil, Grandpa said well, see, I stayed over there with Grandpa during when I was 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and Grandpa, he died at 81 years old. I thought he was the oldest man in the world, and then because he had beard,
Mm-hmm.
and looked like like Santa Claus. But anyway, I stayed over there during the summer months because school was out, and Grandpa got where he was walking off,
Mm-hmm.
and so me and my brother, I think, and was 1 year older than me, and 1 year and another one is 1 year younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
We would take time about going over there
Mm-hmm.
and stay with Miss Hattie. Miss Hattie was his wife, but she wasn't my actual grandmama.
Okay. When did
She,
they?
she but then he would, but his mind was, I guess he had Alzheimer's. There wasn't such a thing as Alzheimer's in those days.
Mm-hmm.
But he would walk off and all,
Mm-hmm.
and we go over and help her and watch him, and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little short dude. I remember that because I was 9 years old, and hell, I was probably taller than he was. But anyway, and then my mama, we used to keep him there in our house at times,
Mm-hmm.
and seemed like to me he shed his hair in the bed like a dog, because he was he had a white people stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to wonder, I said, Mama, why Grandpa shaved, leaving all his hair in his bed? But anyway, Grandpa would sit down, but he wasn't off all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he would talk about the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that the Yankee soldiers came in and they took over the big house.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean Basil and them had to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said that Basil never did do any good after that.
Mm-hmm.
And the soldiers, he said, they camped down there and they would kill a cow every day.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that, you feed a cow of soldiers, model soldiers, they can eat a cow all day.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't no refrigeration, You had to kill him and eat him all up in one day.
Mm-hmm.
But he said they took, when they moved out,
Mm-hmm.
they took everything.
Mm-hmm.
They parched the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He said they took the hogs, the cows, and drove the cows down the road. And they took the chicken, just everything, and food and everything that they had
Mm-hmm.
there on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they went on down the road. And what he would tell us, and then he said that he was 11 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he told us that.
Okay.
And he had some brothers too.
Mm-hmm.
He had it was 4 of them, and they had one sister. And as I remember, was heard, Basil never did have he never was married. But Grandpa, his mama, I don't know how they lived in that, but she was punishing him those children.
Okay.
And
and he worked as a sharecropper too, I take it.
who, Grandpa?
Yes, sir.
No, he said he didn't have to work on the farm because he was a man's son, he didn't have to do that. He said but he was 11 years old anyway, and said he would keep the fires and stoves, they had to cook by wood stoves and everything else. And of course he learned how to read and write. And he said that his aunt, Basil's sister, was a school teacher out there. And he would drive the buggy to her to school. She was the one that taught him how to read and write.
Oh, wow.
And so, that was what happened to him. And then too, when I was still over there with them, and some of them old white people, they couldn't read and write either. And some of them would come and knock on the door at night, Uncle Harry, they call him Uncle Harry. And Harry Berry was his name. And Harry Berry, and he would get the lantern and go out there with them, and I would look around at them, and they'd sit there and they had some kind of papers and things, and he would read to them and talk to them, explain to them whatever it was they had with him. And I guess they didn't want, the other people to know that they knew he knew how to read and write, and then he could read the Bible too.
Okay.
And but he never said too much about his mama. Mostly about his daddy.
Okay.
And his brothers. But and when we didn't ask him too much about that kind of stuff because we didn't want to know anything about anything like that. Not. But if I would have been like Alex Haley, you know what I mean? I could have got a lot of information, and some of the main information. But I wasn't that old, no way, because I was just 10 years old when he died. But they never did have too much of. After the soldiers took everything, he said they never did have too much of nothing. Once they took all that.